Good morning. This is going to be the Taurus video. I'm telling everybody right now that next week is going to be a light week. I'm literally only doing my twin flame reading, and I'm doing the 4 elements, the water, the fire, the earth, the air. And then the second week of August, I'm taking the week off from videos. So I'm trying to make sure everybody knows that. I like to give everybody fair warning. But then when I come back, I'll start back up where I left off, and with Gemini, with like the second week. So with that being said, I am being guided to use these cards right here, this deck. I would like to call in my patron saint, Santa Marta La Dominadora, the one who controls the winds, the one who digs up the bones of those that are buried, the one who cuts the teeth down of the hangman and pours the wine over the deceased, who sat and conversed with Mistress Maria de Padilla, and who bore 9 children and buried 9 children. I now petition you to please allow me to give the best reading, the most concise reading. Help me to channel messages through you for my friends on YouTube, my Taurus friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you, for I know it will be done. While I have you on the line, help me to make plenty of money this week. I had to get that in there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. And she always comes through, always. It's crazy. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull the 6 cards, and then these are the 6 tarot, and I'm using my Oceanic Tarot deck, which I love because I love the mermaids. I've been learning a lot about my Lemurian past, that I had a past life or two. There's one that I know of. As a mermaid, I was King Neptune's daughter on Lemuria. I always knew I was a mermaid. It was really weird because my ex-husband said one time I woke up I've always been a great swimmer, like always. I've always loved water. He said I woke up in the middle of the night, and I said, look at me, I'm a mermaid. He said, if you don't take your mermaid ass back to sleep. But, you know, I discovered I really was a mermaid. And I've always been very drawn to King Neptune. I spent a lot of time at Virginia Beach because that's where me and my twin flame usually spend time together. We usually meet up there. I feel like that one's trying to come out. And I lived in Virginia Beach in my 20s. So it was kind of a synchronicity between the two of us, because that was a real difficult time for me. But I was always really, really drawn to anything King Neptune, the statue. I would always say that was my dad. Even before this, it's really just a lot. But I really am a very amazing swimmer, a very strong swimmer, always have been. Alright, Page of Swords, Gossip. And so the message that's coming through with this is really being overly concerned with what people think about you one way or another. You know, maybe people aren't gossiping or talking about you right now, but you fear that they will. And this energy here is really trying to receive public attention, acknowledgement, recognition. That's very important to you. And the message that's coming through is that is giving your power away. And the very fact that you are fearful or scared that people are going to talk bad about you, guess what's going to happen? Because I know you've heard it before, we attract our fears. And I've noticed that more and more, society more and more is accepting the standard, because I have seen so many funny memes lately, like they say you attract what you fear, so I attract, you know, and it's always something funny. So more and more people are on this level of consciousness where they are realizing this, that whatever you fear is going to happen. So clear that. And that is how you take back your power. So if you're very fearful of being rejected by people, because I'm feeling like that is your core wound. And how do you find your core wound? Well, one, you could be on a twin flame journey like I am and have that core wound activated and not in a good way. Or you could look back at all of the patterns and cycles that you've been stuck in and the common thread. Have you stayed in toxic situations too long? Have you been an overgiver so that you don't get rejected? And now the energy that I'm getting is possibly because you know this about yourself and you know that you have a difficult time setting healthy boundaries with people, that now you're, kind of isolated yourself because you're like, okay, I'll be safe as long as I'm alone, but yet at the same time being overly concerned with what people think about you. Let me draw. And understand, I'm not good with the chakra system, and I need to pull them out of this energy oracle deck, because the last time I tried to talk about a chakra, someone had to correct me in the comments, and I looked really ignorant. So if a chakra card comes out of this deck, we might just overlook it. I'll see what I feel about it. Oop. I need to pull them out of there. Goddess of the Moon. So the moon is usually, that is your shadow side. Imagine yin and yang, or the sun and the moon. The sun is your light side, and the moon is your dark side. Not one to be confused being any better or any worse than the other one, because a lot of times people associate the dark with being bad, and that's where like a lot of racism comes in. It's been like a common theme with humanity. But the light is not better than the dark. The two fit together. They work together, and they form a whole, a complete whole. And so I do feel like right now you are facing things that are on your shadow side, which is the moon side. And these have to do with that rejection that I'm feeling that's coming up, and really feeling like you have to work hard not to be rejected. Being the best that you can be, or even, feeling like you need to be positive all the time when sometimes, you're not. It's all right to be your authentic self. Be real. Be authentic. If you're having a shitty day, you're having a shitty day. Do not confuse spirituality with religion. And we have the Nine of Pentacles, gratitude. And so, let me pull a clarifier with this one. I am feeling like, you've been very successful financially, and you have a lot going on for you. But it's that whole feeling of it not being enough. Needing more, needing more, needing more. And if you just have this, or if you just have that, it's a certain amount of materialism. And I believe this has been a theme for you, Taurus. Wind activation. So basically, what Spirit is wanting you to do, and understand I say Spirit, yes, I petition Santa Marta, but we're all one consciousness, we're all connected. I had some information that I channeled yesterday, and I feel like it's pertinent. That's the reason why I'm going to bring it up. I have always had a complicated relationship with God. I have studied many religions. I just could not see him as this judgmental man in the sky that, of course, was Caucasian, which I'm not taking away from that, but how do we know? How do we know it's not a woman? So my thing is, I've always had a complicated relationship. Well, I've been learning more and more about the gods and goddesses. And I was like, can these situations possibly be true? You have all these different cultures who have experienced the same deity, and sometimes they have most of the time they have a different name for them, but it's the same energy, the same spirit, the same deity. And I have talked before about the cultures. One culture feeling like, oh, well, I have been here before you, therefore my culture is superior to yours. Because, human beings always want to do that. We always want to judge and compare and label, and, our ego always wants us to be the best. We're the best, we're American, like, nobody else like us, I'm a Christian, my beliefs are correct, that kind of thing. So, basically, yes, the message that I got was God is more like a power source, pure love energy that we all were created out of. Imagine just like a ball of fire, and that's you, that's your soul. That's how you were created. Because we're all gods and goddesses, all of us, everyone. Gods and goddesses with amnesia. And so these gods and goddesses, yes, when they took physical form, yes, they had all of these different experiences and timelines, just like we are, that were recorded. Because they were in physical form, like we're in physical form. We're gods and goddesses. It's the same thing. So, I channeled that, and it was amazing. I had so much clarity. Because I've been reading or listening to the audiobook, The Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Gosh, it's really amazing, and rings very true. The Atlanteans and the Lemurians were really real culture, real race of people who actually predated the Egyptians, believe it or not. The Egyptians learned a lot from the Atlanteans, and there was a lot of intermingling. So do definitely check that out. I don't know what made me get off on that, but as far as the gratitude, be grateful for the things that you have. If you start feeling like it's not enough, then you will never be satisfied. And the way to be satisfied is to really be grateful for and appreciate everything that you have. And let it be enough for right now. Focus on other things besides materialism, because nobody is their body. Nobody is their job. Nobody is the things that they own. What would happen if all those things were stripped from you tomorrow? I had that happen to me. I thought material things were everything. I'm talking about they were everything to me. And I had everything. My dog's over there snoring. My boxer's snoring and whimpering, snoring and whimpering. And imagine having everything stripped away from you, and it's just you and your soul, face to face. You have to know that you are the same soul, whether you live in a mansion and you have a sports car, or if you live under a bridge and you push a shopping cart. That's how secure you have to be in knowing yourself and knowing that you are more than the clothes that you wear or the things that you own, the car that you drive. We have the Eight of Swords restriction. So you have some self-limiting beliefs right now. And I do feel like this has to do with self-esteem. You might come across as somebody who is very self-assured. But check your intentions. Are you constantly looking for people to acknowledge you and approve of you? I used to really be attention-seeking because it made me feel good. Because, I sit in this house alone. I'm very isolated. After my divorce, everybody left me. Then I got fired from my job. Not on good terms. And I lost a lot of, I worked there for 5 years. I had people who I thought were my friends. And I really found out they weren't. And so I was really trying to get some type of comfort or acceptance from people. And you know what? We're human. But you have to check that, because that can get out of control. It's too much, it's just too much giving your power away. Once you realize you can make yourself feel however you want to feel, you wake up in the morning and be like, how do I want to feel today? What do I want to feel? Do I want to feel happy, or do I want to feel anxious about things? The only time we're anxious about things is when we are worried about the future. And the future's not even here yet. You know, and that comes from not enough presence. Be present in your moment. Use your senses. Feel and touch where you're sitting. Smell and breathe and take in everything around you. And just be focused in the moment. You don't always have to be doing something. Practice being. The other message that's coming through is that you could really benefit from a meditation daily. And, you know, you don't have to, you know, do all kinds of, you know, humming and chanting. I don't. I probably meditate 4 hours a day. I'll just sit in my chair and I'll just clear my mind. And I'll just sit there and feel. And that's the other thing. Try to, with this, the swords is a mental energy and it says restriction. Try, I know it's hard, but try to stop thinking for a while and just feel. We have the soul kin, recognition, family, and kinship. So I'm sensing that you're having some difficult connections with people right now, possibly family, maybe coworkers. Maybe that's where some of this gossip is coming in. Maybe people are talking bad about you. Forgive them, their soul family. You don't have to have them in your life. You can still, you know, cut them off, block them, whatever you have to do, but forgive them. We forgive people to take back our power. And do remember that we are souls first and foremost, and that you have traveled many dimensions, many timelines with your soul kin, your soul family. And just about everybody you deal with on a daily basis are your soul family. And they're here to teach you difficult lessons. And so look at the lesson that they're trying to teach you. It's not that they're deliberately trying to hurt you. Sometimes this shit will come out, you know, for me on my journey, sometimes this shit will come out of nowhere. I've had a lot of people that I've magnetized in on my twin flame journey, and I've been like, yes, right when I need somebody. And I'm like, yes, somebody will come in right when I need them. And then I get attached to them. And then they always do something just out of the way. It's like crazy to hurt me somehow. And I end up blocking them, being very angry and unforgiving. I've had to really work on that. And I couldn't figure out why. Now that stopped, I've had maybe one soulmate come in this year. No, I'd take that back. There have been a few. There have maybe been 4. But I'm working on not getting attached to them. Because when you get attached to people, it's been more than 4. It's been several. It's because I'm not attached anymore. And I'm not... my life doesn't depend on them being in my life. I'm all right with people coming and going. That's the energy you need to get into, because attachment is what causes suffering. And we have the Justice card, balance. So I'm also feeling like some of these difficult situations right now are karmic balancing. And sometimes we don't even know about this, but you know, we might do something to somebody, and that karma could come several years later in a way that we've forgotten about the situation, like we don't even know what this is about. And so that karma could come in, and it could be something small, you know, it could be, you know, maybe there was something you got out to your card or something, and, you know, maybe something didn't get rang up. I mean, I don't know, it just could be something small. Or, have you ever been in a relationship before and you left that person, and maybe not in a good way, and then you get with somebody else and then that person hurts you? You know, that karmic balancing is always going to happen in one way, shape, or form. And so I'm getting that. Don't resist what's happening right now. Because the other thing is that it's actually come to serve you, because it's able to help you to see some things. Maybe see something that you do. Maybe it's not setting healthy boundaries. And so this person is teaching you, you know what, it's all right to set boundaries with others. Let me get... I know which card I'm going to get. I need to get some new decks. I'm bored. I get bored easily. But something's wrong with my mail, and they haven't been... The last 2 decks of cards I ordered got lost in the mail, and they had to refund. One, I'm refunding my money, and the other one refused to. So I've been like, well, I'm just going to, and we don't have any stores around here, shops that sell them. We might have one. I'll have to go check out. I just don't think they have a big variety, and I need a big variety. Emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. So I am feeling like this situation, and this could even be, I'm getting also that maybe somebody left you, or you left somebody else, and this was, a relationship that happened in the past, and it's kind of left you kind of scared, and your heart's guarded now, and you're scared to be with anybody else. That was that energy I got a minute ago, where you would rather be alone than have to set boundaries because maybe you don't know how. How do you set a boundary? You set a boundary by always putting yourself first. That's how you set a boundary. That's how you're able to say no to people. Can I get money? Can I get this? Can I get that? You know what? I have enough money for myself, and I always put myself first, so no, I can't. That's how you set a boundary. But the other message that's coming through with this is that situation really helped to teach you. And if it didn't help to teach you, you need to go back and look at it and look at the lessons that were there for you to learn. And stop assigning blame, because the other message that's coming through too is that you were responsible as well. A lot of times we will have very unhealthy, unrealistic expectations of another person. You know when you meet this person what they're like. So why try to turn them or change them into something else? That is always setting yourself up for failure. So that is the message that I'm getting here. And I know I've always been a fixer-upper. If there's a fixer-upper within like 100-mile radius, he's going to find me, or I'm going to find him. Because, when you fix somebody up, you fix them, then, they have to owe you. They can't possibly ever leave you, and they have to do whatever you want, because you know what? You fixed them up. There's a certain amount of loyalty now that you expect. So overgiving, and it always comes with expectations. It's a very manipulative, very controlling energy. So do take a look at that. And also take a look at how you view people in your life. I know my daughter at one time, she had gotten upset with me and said that I treated my grandson as an object. Like, as an object? How do I treat him as an object? Like, we really fell out about that. But I really had to take a good, long, honest look at myself. And really look at, do you really see people as free and sovereign beings that are not just here to make you happy, that have their own shit? Their shit doesn't have to align to your shit, and that's okay. So do take a look at that. We have the Queen of Wands, passion. And so the message that's coming through with this is that once you align more and more to your soul, and how do you align more and more to your soul? Some real deal soul searching and being real honest with yourself. And really taking a look at you, because you yourself are creating your reality by what you believe to be true, and your self-limiting beliefs right now are wreaking havoc on your life. Are you looking at people as objects, because of the materialism, because you love your things? Are you all right with giving people space and freedom and setting boundaries with them, and letting them set boundaries with you, and letting them come and go? It's that whole cliche, if you love something, let it go, and if it comes back to you, it's meant to be. If not, then you know what it is. You know what? I'm going to pull one of these Heart Oracle cards. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. For it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Setting those boundaries means putting yourself first. And stop trying to manipulate other people for an outcome or expectations. And once you do this, you can find a love that's pure. Don't you want somebody to be with you because they want to be with you? Not because you've given something to them or fixed them up and they should be loyal to you. And now you're mad at the world because maybe you've done this a few times. And now you're mad and you feel like the world doesn't treat you well. Well, that's victim mentality. Clear that shit, because how has that been working for you as far as alignment goes? We have the death and transformation card. So the message that I'm getting is that everything that's happened is for you to transform. And this is the death of the ego. And the ego is not who you are. The ego is that monkey mind that takes over, that tells you stories that, we believe, that, we have to earn people's approval. We have to measure up to people's expectations, to society's expectations, to be the best we can be, to be that good girl or that good boy, and put everyone else's expectations and their desires ahead of our own. And then feel guilty, and then feel bitter about it. We're bitter and we're angry about it deep down inside. And but we've never really expressed this or dealt with it. And then it just blows like Mount St. Helens. Like something small happened. We just, just lose your mind. Tauruses are known for their temper. Very patient people. But you get them mad, oh no. So, and that's the reason why, is because you're not dealing with your shit as it happens. You're stuffing. I used to stuff, and man, when I get to that point, I'm a Scorpio, but man. And so do start honoring your feelings, how you feel. Now, don't become your feelings. Understand you are creating your feelings. You can create whatever type of feelings you want to, but do honor them. They're your own. I'm going to pull one of these cards. I don't read reversals. My deck and my spirit guides know that I don't. Every now and then I'll be guided to read a reversal, but not at this time. I'm not. My vibes speak louder than words. So, that's that whole being authentic, because, you can be out here all day long acting positive and, happy, which I'm not taking away from positivity, but honor your feelings. Be your true, authentic self. People who really love and care about you are going to understand if you're having a shitty day, and they're going to be all right with it. And give yourself what you need. Check in with yourself daily and see, what do I need, so that I don't have to go looking to others for it. I'm going to read this postcard oracle, and I swear, as many times as I shuffle this deck, the same card's been coming out all week. Let me shuffle it a little better. The same card. I feel like that one wants to come out. Nope, this is different. Dearest you, we bet you must be so exhausted some days. Wow. Giving as much as you do, sharing your energy so beautifully in service to the highest good, can leave you feeling depleted like an empty well. If it feels as if there's no more water for you, the good news is we have a plan. Today, go take a relaxing bath, book a massage, read a novel, buy yourself flowers, or plant something in your garden. Make time for self-care, not more work on yourself. By tending to yourself now, you are reminded to do so more often. And be sure to use a word that might have caused you anxiety in the past, but is essential for your well-being now. No. Learn to say it. Say it with us. No, thank you. No, I can't. I swear I can't make this up. You do not have to explain. Just go. Just say no, gently but firmly. Then go for soap. Life will wait for you to bring yourself back to center, replenished and ready for more adventures. We love you so very much. Wow. Just say no. In fact, I think I'm going to put that in the tagline of the video. If you would like to have a personal reading this week or next week, they're $40 across the board right now. Or if you'd like to make an energy donation, I'll include all that in the description of the video. Thank you for watching.